Well, as is customary at any level of leagues, you have a league meeting every once in a while. It wasn't too long after that baseball game that there was a league meeting. May have been at Sharon, can't remember for sure. But, you know, the various schools had their coaches of sports that were either in action or coming up and going to be working on schedules and so on, present, along with an administrator representing administration. And, by golly, first thing you know, the Sharon superintendent baseball coach is filing a complaint against Hartner. He wasn't happy at all with the way he'd been treated at Hartner, by the coach, by the administration, by the fans. Well, you know, he's entitled to his view to be presented. And Don Lamb was sitting somewhere back behind me, you know, it was just in a classroom, and I don't know whether he was 2 or 3 rows of chairs back. But I hear him starting to growl like a grizzly bear, a grizzly mama bear, ready to charge. And I made a serious error in judgment. I reached back, snapped my fingers, and motioned, down, knock it off. Whoa, I don't know of anybody that ever told that man to sit down, and certainly not so rudely as to snap your fingers at him in a public meeting. He came out of that chair and came towards me in a manner that I thought, whoops, what I told my wife might happen is going to happen, and damned if it's not going to happen in front of my colleagues and these coaches. Fortunately, he cooled down, and, you know, as he approached me like he was going to fight, I certainly didn't get into a posture, we're going to fight. If you're going to hit me, you're going to hit me. So he didn't hit me. You know, and growled something about, by God, nobody snaps their fingers and tells me to be quiet, and went back and sat down. Well, of course, after the other fellow got his points made, then both Coach Lamb and I made the points from the point of view of Hartner, and there was no action taken and no reversal of the game. I think we must end up winning it. But whatever it was all about, it simmered down. But man, oh man, oh man. One of the risks you run when you get a very, very strong staff member or colleague is you got to be a little sensitive about how you handle various situations, and I was neither smart nor sensitive. I was lucky I didn't get creamed. But we continue to be friends. We continue to be friends and to play our cards, and I continue to be a real fan of him and his coaching and of his wife and her work. Bottom line, a couple of years later when I signed a contract to move up to the Elkhart level of school league and schools, I asked Don Lamb to go with me. He said, well, I'll go out and take a look. He went out, came back next Monday, came in and sat down. He said, I can't do it. It's just too, my dad's ill, he's in Wichita, it's just so darn far out there. He said, it's so far out west that the chickens are half hoot owls. So he knew I was disappointed. He said, but, he said, when we get around to the Anthony track meet, I'll find you a couple of good coaches, and that's another story.